Hi everyone, this is Mondar Nagavan, and this video we are going to create our first flow in Power Automate Desktop. In previous video we have seen how to install the Power Automate Desktop and we were in the home page. Now this time we will start the different screens understanding and we will create our first flow. In the home page obviously you will be having some examples and you will be having the option to create the new flow, and you will be having the option at the top also to create the new flow. In settings, you basically have the data collection policies and the general policies. In coming areas, if you want to have any customization, you can do the general settings update. And if you have multiple flows, you can search from here by clicking on the search flows. In second tab, you can find all the flows that you have created, and this page will be called as a console, where you can find all your flows and you will have the option to run it and stop it. In examples, obviously you will be having some examples where you can refer and you can learn more. Let's go to the flows and you click on the new flow and you will be creating your first flow. In our example, let's say we create our first flow, something very simple where you will get your user input and you will show the same input to the user as a message box. Click create and it will open another window called Flow Designer. In Flow Designer, you will be having multiple options such as like actions, where you can find the different options. You don't need to think anything, you just search in this. For example, input, you will be having the options on the input, display input dialog and block input. So if you click and drag and you will be having the flow there. In the similar line, you will be having the different options such as like a UI automation, browser automation, Outlook automation, or let's say the CyberArk, AWS, Azure, whatever you think of. Maximum things will be available in this and you can do the flow steps. Or otherwise you can create the recorder. You can click on the recorder and it will start showing the recorder pop-up and you can record and you can create the flows. On your left hand side, on your right hand side, you will be having the three subtabs. Variables, these are the variables that has been generated when you record it or when you drag and drop, or otherwise even you can have your own variables created here. On second tab, you will have the UI elements details. That means that when you interact with web application or desktop application, you will be interacting with the search box or let's say buttons or checkboxes. Those elements identified will be here. And the third tab will be for images. You can capture the images. Even you can process those images with AI technologies. Now in the main screen, you will be having the flows. Generally, whenever you create the flow in Power Automate, the main flow will be created automatically and other flows can be created on need basis. Generally, we will create the subflows when you want to reuse the same flow statements in the same flow or otherwise in other flows as well. So basically it is for reusability. Since we are going to create a very simple flow, we will be using main flow itself and we will just type input again and just click and drag and drop display input dialog and give the name as a title and message as please enter name, and default value make it as a name itself, and it will be a single line. Even you can have multiple options for password multi-line. And by this input dialog you will be having two different inputs or two different, let's say, the variables will be created. One is the user input which the user enters in the text box and you can see the description also here, and the user, whichever the button he pressed, inside the button whatever the text is there, the text will be captured in this variable called button pressed. Click save, and next one we are going to display the message, so just type display messages and you can find the display messages, drag and drop, and here can find welcome. And you can use the existing variables by clicking on the X symbol here, and we are going to use the user input whichever the value user has entered. And whenever you use the existing variables, that variable name will be prefix and suffix will be the percentage symbol just to denote Power Automate Desktop. It is a variable, actually it will just replace with the actual value of that variable. Then the message hi, again I am going to use the variable value, let's say user input, and I am going to tell learn Power Automate Desktop. And message type, it will be the information. In case if you are having the question type or warning or error, you can change accordingly. And remaining things look good, and by clicking the button he will be generating another variable name. If you want to use it in the next subsequent buttons or subsequent flows, you can use that variable. Click save. Now again you can save it at the flow level as well, and after that you can just try run, and it's giving the pop-up by default value name. I am just giving my name and click OK, and it will show the message box that I have entered the name Mukundan, so it shows hi Mukundan, learn Power Automate desktop. This is all about this. Just to create the simple flow, you can close the flow designer and go to the console page, refresh the page, you will see the flow that we have created recently, and even you can run from here as well. Click on run, and it will show the same pop-up. This time I am going to go with default value, and it will show the default value in the message box as well. So this is all about the simple flow. In this video we have learned the basic simple flow creation, and we have seen the two basic screens. One is the console which you are seeing now, another one is the flow designer where you will design your flows either by recorder or drag and drop. So this is all about this video. So thanks for watching and have a great day.